What's up, y'all? This video is for all my up-and-coming producers, man, who is trying to get content to put on IG or Facebook, just for promotion or marketing purposes.
Can you turn that down, please?
A lot of times we as producers, man, we don't really have bread to really be, paying everybody to be doing graphic designs and stuff like that for us. Especially in this quarantine time, man. This Rona got us, woo! They got us making money, but at the same token, man, you gotta be real cautious on what you spend your money on. You know what I'm saying? The little $1,200 don't last long. You hear me? All right, man. But anyway, I just want to show y'all different ways to where we can make creative content, man. With a little bit of money. So I'm gonna show y'all. I do a lot of my videos, or all of my videos, I edit on my iPad. I do photography as well, so I edit a lot of pictures on my iPad. I also do mobile music production. You know what I'm saying? I do that on my iPad. Man, Apple iPad is essential in the business workplace. For anyone who is an entrepreneur, man, I truly want you to invest. Getting you an iPad, man, you can get a lot of things done with this thing, and that's why I do 90% of my business, or 90% of my work for my business on my iPad. So just a couple of apps that I use to create creative content for YouTube or for Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias. So some of the apps that I like to use, man, I like to use an app called Over, an app called LumaFusion, an app sometimes, Infinity Photo. Another app that I love to use, Google Drive. Use it. I'm telling you, it works. Also, Files. I use the Files app a lot to where I store a lot of my content in my Files folder. And I do a whole bunch of organization within the Files app. So just to dive in, man, I'm going to start with the Over app. Over is essentially like Photoshop. It allows you to create different social media packets or content or flyers, brochures, business cards. You name it. You can pretty much make anything in this thing. And I love it because it's so user-friendly, and you can get a lot of things done. So I'm going to my project section. And here is a lot of times I do a lot of my work. As you guys can see, I have a lot of work in here. And this is how I make flyers. I even use it professionally when I'm creating for different clients. I haven't had many clients, but I do a lot for churches. I've done some for my wife businesses. I've created some videos or Instagram preview stuff on here. I had a couple of producer friends that I made a couple of things for. I do a lot within this program, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is. So I'm gonna pull up my last week's video thumbnail. So and pretty much all it is just sections. As you can see, it's just sections, and I got a picture. That's pretty much it. All right, cool. So I'm going to get out of that. Next thing I use is LumaFusion. It's like Adobe Premiere Pro. It's like Final Cut Pro. And I do a lot of my editing of my videos in here as well. Show y'all a beat promo that I did. I know all the stuff is in here. I added my intro to my YouTube stuff. Then I got my beat promo. Got the smoke in there. I got my logo at the bottom, which is essentially, that. I got the title of the track. Just to show y'all, you can do a little bit in here. Also an Infinity Photo. This is just like Photoshop as well. This one is a little bit more complicated. The only reason I really used Infinity Photo is when I had to create outline, like cutting out the background. I cut out the background in here. As you can see the lines, how I went around myself and cut out the background. And now I can use this in a form of flyers or anything like that. IG flyers. I know there's a lot of IG beat battles going on, stuff like that. You can really send out some professional work within here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all how to create a IG video for IG. Don't want to be too long. I'm going to create a real simple flyer, and then I'll put it into LumaFusion, make a video, and then from there I can put it on IG and show you guys how to do it. So primarily what you want to start with is some type of picture or some type of something showing what it is that you're trying to promote. So right now I'm going to promote a beat. So a beat that I made, I'm going to promote it. So when I go into Over, as you saw, I clicked the plus button, which allows me to start me a new project. I'm going to start with a transparent photo with a transparent background, nothing in there. I'm going to have nothing in there at all. And as in Over, they have different sections to where you don't even have to figure out the size of the social media that you want to post to. They already have it in here for you, which is amazing. Pretty dope. Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, thumbnail. This is how I make my thumbnails. Look at that. That's for Snap, you know. All right, so I'm going to go to IG, and I'm going to place this on my timeline. I'll place this on my timeline. So, click this. I'm going to click the check at the top. Now I'm ready to start creating whatever it is I want to create. So from here, I can go to image because I want to add an image in the picture. They have different programs that you can actually download stuff to, and it's free. Pixababy, Unsplash, which I believe is like different websites. You can go on to Google, find some stuff, and any PNGs that you've saved or that you exported out of Over, you can use again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Google, and I'll just pick Dark Bart Simpson. So let's say I like this one. Cool. Savage Mode Bart. As you can see, they have a line lines within Over as well. So now you know when it's directly on there. They have different filters that you can add to it. You know, make it pop a little bit. I like that one. That was pretty dope. I like that one too. You know what? I'll just pick this filter because I like this one. This one is the golden hour, which you can change the intensity of it as well. I just like how dirty or, you know, old it looks. So I'm going to go with that. Click the check at the top. I got my picture in. One thing I need to do, I'm going to blur this out, right? So if I go to the image, if I double click on the image, I can go into my edit function and start to edit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to blur. And the reason that I'm blurring it out is because I'm going to have text on top of his name or on top of Bart. So I don't want my text to be visible, and I don't want Bart to be all sharp. So I'm going to blur it out just a little bit. I think I'm going to do about 30. No, I think I'm going to do about 20. 20 looks good. So I'll go ahead and do that. Boom. Now, another thing I like to do is I'll hit image and I'm in Google. I like to add a gradient square. And what a gradient is when it goes from the darkest point and kind of fades into light, I guess. I use a PNG one because what I do is, you see the gradient, I'll zoom it in. And like I can have him completely. You see how it's kind of from dark to light. I'm gonna zoom it this way just a little bit more. So then that way, once I put my text in, and I'll name this. I'll do shoot. What songs do I got that I wanna? Let's do Demons.
Can you turn that down, please?
Y'all heard this before. Shout out to the Noisey Neighborz. Yep, so I'm gonna do Demons. Cool. So now I'm gonna name this Demons. And within over also there are a lot of different fonts that you can use. But I'm just gonna leave it on this first font, hit enter. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the size. See where it'll look good at. I'll just put it over his shirt. There we go. I like that. We can use that. So I'm going to use this font. I'm going to also change the color of the font. And let's say I want it to be the same color as Bart. I can take this right here. It'll show up on my thing, and I can place it right over him. Matter of fact, I like that red with it, too. So I'm going to do that color red of his tone. I hit the plus. Now I got that red. And say I wanted to use that yellow, right? I'm going to make it a shadow. So if I hit, you see the shadow on the back, I can change the color of the shadow as well. I'm going to change the shadow color to that yellow that was behind him. Boom. I can change the opacity to where I can make it brighter, make it darker. I think I like it about right there. And then let's blur it to kind of make the first one pop up. And then let's change the view of the angle. I want these to be like right by, yeah, like that, like that. I likes that. See, now I got Demons. And one thing I didn't do, I'm going to double tap to go back in. I'm going to put me some quotations in there. Boom. So I like that. Now I'm done with that text. Now if I want to add some more stuff on her, I can. I think the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add another text. I'm going to put produced by. I'll put produced by. And I'm going to put Noisey Neighborz in a different type of font. Bring this down. Put that like right about there. I'm going to add another text. And I'm going to put Noisey Neighborz. Now, I don't want the font the same as this. So what I'm going to do is, oh, I like that one too. Dreadful. This one was cool. Boom. Now, let's change the color of this. Now, I got the same colors as I had up here. I already have them saved in my colors. So I'll tap on Noisey Neighborz, double click so I can go into my edit function. I'll hit color, and there's my colors right there. Boom. Boom. There we go. So I like that. That looks nice. So let's just say I use that. Boom. I'll hit that. And this up here is the export. And as I'm sorry, I know I'm kind of going fast, but man, it's a lot of stuff in here, man. A lot of different stuff you can play around with. If you are familiar with graphic design, or if you are familiar with, I don't know, I mean, just creating any type of flyer or anything, it's nothing. The way I teach my kids is it's nothing but shapes. So you'll put one shape on top of another shape to create an overall big shape, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Big old flyer. So that's how I like to do it, man. So as you see, that's how I do that. Export it. I'm going to save it. It's going to go to my photos. Now, I'm out of here. Let's go to LumaFusion. Now, in LumaFusion, I'm going to create a new video. Now, another thing you can do, let me see, Demons beat promo. I'm not going to put it in landscape. I'm going to put it in vertical because I'm going to put it on my timeline. So I'm going to change it right there. Frame rate will be 29.97. I'll hit done, and then I'll hit the plus. And I got a free blank project. Now, over here is where all of your files, music, everything, all your media is over here. So I like call this the media section. This is the preview section where you see your video as you are creating, and then here is your timeline. Here you put all of your media here to create that video that you want, and then on the left side is pretty much your audio section where all of your every one of your media files that you put in here has different audio levels. You can manipulate the audio levels. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to add in my intro because that's the first thing I want people to see when they look at my video. So, and before I do that, here, these are different sources that you can bring in. So you can bring in stuff from Photos, from your Photos app. You can bring in stuff from your Files app, which is that Apple iCloud Files section that I told you. Please organize your files and do all that type of stuff and put it in there. Here's your imported section where anything that you've imported. So here, I arranged this how I wanted it to look, and I can show you that in the file section. So in the file section, you have different apps that you can, apps or sources that you can use. I pretty much use the iCloud Drive. And on my iPad. So on my iPad, if I go to my LumaFusion section, go to the user media. This is how I want my videos to come in. You can go into the import section, and you can go to your files, your photos, or whatever, and import different stuff. But what that does, it creates a folder in your user folder, and it just keep duplicating every time you import stuff. And I want my stuff to be arranged. I want it to be organized. So I created my own folder within my own folders within my user media section. And that way, every time I open up LumaFusion, I got all my sections right there how I want it. So, like I showed you, I got some green screen stuff that I downloaded from YouTube on my iPad. Put it within this folder. That way, once I open up LumaFusion, it's already there. I don't have to import it. These are my different. There's my different videos that I've recorded for the YouTube. As you can see, I put them all within the section, so I ain't got to go looking for them or download them. These are different beats that I want to that I wanted to import that I use for all of my YouTube stuff. So, iCloud Drive. So I got my Dreamloud. I got all my stuff up in here. My downloads, as I told you, here go my green screen stuff that I use. Got some other stuff in downloads, but this is primarily why I use this. I just like to keep everything organized. So back to LumaFusion. We're in our imported section, which is that user media section that I showed you about in the iCloud Drive. I will add my intro. Maybe intro. Let's see, which one do I like? You can use that. So I'll drop that in. Boom. Now, one thing I do not like is the level. Okay, so this volume section, for anything that I put within this timeline, anything on this section, if I manipulate this will change the volume for every track that I put in here, or every file that I put in here. I don't want that. I want everything to have its individual section. So what I'll do is click here. Right here is a detached audio button. Now my audio is down here. Now I can bring it down to where I need to, because I think it'd be too loud sometimes. Cool. We good. All right. Now, next thing I want to drop in here, I like to drop in the beat, because the beat is what I'm going to be doing my cuts and stuff too. So Demons, I'm going to put it on this one right there.
Can you turn that down, please?
As a matter of fact, in here I can make a ducking mechanism or a ducking feature to where when the music is playing, if someone's talking or if there's something else that I want to be heard over the music, I can add a ducking setting to it. So how I do that is here, if I double click, it takes me to my edit function. I go to audio, go to configuration, and right here as you see it says ducking, none, auto, and master. And what that says is if I leave it on auto, this track will automatically start ducking to anything that I make the master. So I'm going to make this audio track configuration the master. So what that does is you're going to hear music come down.
You turn it down, please.
It's just going to go right back up after it ends. See, it went back up. So now I got that done. Let's go ahead and go to my sources. I'm going to go to photos. I'm going to all photos. And I'm going to do this right here. All right, so now that I have this in here, I'm going to stretch this out for the length that I want it to be. I primarily want this to be like a minute. There we go. That's exactly a minute. So I can cut the music at a minute, delete that. As a matter of fact, and I'll draw it out just a little bit more because I want it to fade out. So I'll double click, go to my edit function. Here are what we call keyframes right here. If I click this, it's telling this that I want a keyframe entered here. I want my volume to be at 100. And then at the end of the section, I'm going to add another keyframe, which is right here. If I hit this, it's going to delete every keyframe that I put within this section. But I just want to add one. So I'll add one. And what I'm telling it to do is I want to drop. So as you see, I added a keyframe. I want to start here. I want to start dropping. So let's hear it. There we go. So now another thing that I like to do is I'll double click here. This is how big my my section is, or my 9:16 for my vertical setting. I'll zoom it in a little bit, like right there. Add a keyframe, put it all the way to the end, and drop it there. So what that does is I'm telling it that I want to start big and start dropping. And what that does, that add motion to my promo. Sometimes people don't like looking at just dead screen, so that's why people add smoke or lightning or whatever it is that they add, fog, whatever. I like to make my pictures move, so I'll do that. I'll hit back. Now that I got that moving, now I'm going to go back here. I go to import it. I'm going to add some smoke. So let's go to green screen photos, and let's do this smoke overlay. And what I'll do is I'll put it right on top of here. Now, it's going to be black. Don't worry about that. I'm going to double click. I'm going to zoom it in. I'm going to move this a little bit because I want the smoke to be directly. I'm going to put it right over the picture. Right? And where the most smoke come in is kind of over here in this area. Yeah. So now that I got them in place, what we have to do is we have to go to blending. And when we go to blending, we want to change the blend mode to screen. And the reason why we do that is because it's going to take out the background and it'll have the smoke blended in a multi with the screen. So I'm going to go normal. And I'm going to go to the screen. And my smoke is still there, as you can see. So boom.
Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the end of the section, cut it right at where it cuts, delete that, and then like I'll add a fade to black from here, so I can double click my picture, add a keyframe, but I'm gonna do it on the blend mode because I can change the opacity. So I'm gonna put a keyframe there, and then at the end, well, it's not letting me go. Oh, you know what? Because I need to bring it back some because it's already ending. So I'm gonna bring it back to here at 46. I'm gonna add a keyframe, and then at the end of the video, I want it to reach 0. So let's see it. All right, now I got to fade to black. So another tip that I want to show you guys is if I hit this keyframe right here, go out of it, it puts me exactly where this keyframe at on this one. So now I double click here. This is exactly where my keyframe is, so I can do the same for here. I'll go to blending, I'll hit the blend right there, and then go to the end, and then fade to black. Then that way, it fades right along with my picture. I was at 46. Starting to fade. There we go. Now I got me something to promo for the IG. What the hell? As y'all can see, I was having a lot of technical difficulties that day. Audio was cutting out, video was cutting out. But I thank y'all for tuning in thus far. Back to the video. Now I got something to do or to promo for my IG. So that's pretty much all I do, man. And right now I'll go ahead and export it. I'll hit that. This is the share button or share icon or whatever. I hit movie and I'll send it to my Photos app. Resolution is as it should be. Quality fine. Audio is cool. I really don't change nothing. And I'll just hit this and it'll start exporting. All right, cool. So now I can get up out of here. I go to my Photos app right here. There we go. So now I got me something to post on IG. Now I can go. I'm going to turn it long ways. I'm going to my IG. And now I have something to post. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much how you can get you some content to put on IG, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, pretty much anything, man. Yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Thumb up this video if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up anyway. Make sure you subscribe and also hit that notification bell, man. Let y'all know when I'm bringing in a new video. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. But right now, I'm out.